Hello everyone, I'm your host Nosimo, and this is the third episode of the Nurses Film Podcast. I have a beautiful nurse here with me and two handsome Jesus. By my side is
hi, my name is Chiamaka. I'm an aspiring psychiatric nurse.
and
My name is Nurse Roland, and I'm currently a nurse.
I'm Roland.
alright, so today we'll be talking about the Florence Nightingale era of nursing and the GenZ nursing. So first of all, when you hear Florence Nightingale nursing, what comes to your mind?
White uniform and cap. Yes, ma'am. Abi.
Why should you go and cover and, my time in the corners? So,
Now you look corners.
exactly, that's not money inside.
No, what comes to my mind is not with the lamp.
There's first class too.
I have my own version of what the Nightingale nurses are. All these nurses you should evangelical.
I know, but
Thank you, my brother.
I didn't want to.
They are the one.
No big game, so
It looks good on them, to be honest. But then once you see them, you're like,
I'm down.
Long gowns.
Long gown, yeah.
Okay, so going on to our first question, I would like to ask, what core values from the Nightingale era do you think we should still imbibe in our GenZ era?
Speaking of someone that doesn't really
Send anybody.
say anybody like that, you understand? I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't think of anything. Maybe documentation.
Okay.
If you say documentation, I think that we have evolved more than writing. Yes.
You can never evolve more than writing.
Someone you go stay right to
They say it's not documented, it's not
It's computerized documentation.
It's not documented.
From Nightingale nurses, they used to write.
It's read by
You're writing your own thing.
Once you see a nurse with that red biro and blue biro in the same place, just like anything that she writes again.
Part of our core values. As a nurse that's going to work, you should have a red pen and a blue pen.
To do what?
Yeah, breast wash.
Exactly.
yes,
So,
that's what.
how do you expect us to function as a nurse and don't have flaws?
I feel like we should evolve.
We cannot evolve one.
As a GenZ, I think we should evolve.
So what?
To computerization.
Comparison as
It's more effective. There are words that do not even have any EMRs at all.
See,
Because they are so hell-bent on keeping that.
we nurses are not doing recommendation. That's just the thing.
Okay,
To be
so
honest with you, there are some facilities that they will eagerly kick against use of DMR. But the day it slows down their work, doesn't make things faster, where they want to start from, you don't have time to be pressing keyboard and like, so, see, forget it.
So I have two examples. I'll talk about FMC, payment and specifically. They use the EMR system, but they also write. Like after writing the reports on the EMR, they also write it. But like, why the stress?
The thing is, according to the technology system of country, there's no matter how, if you are in 2 years or 100%, you still need a backup. That's people documentation. You cannot do that.
Then let's talk about.
I think if you are going to say we can't rule out people. So as an ICU, you cannot rule out the fact that you have to supervise the ICU because there are some things you need to scribble out. Not everything, but there are a lot of things you need to do in the ICU. So you have some things to scribble out, like paper, be able to move around, in the ICU.
Let me divert you. It's that about the tradition. I feel like you don't know to get handwriting.
I feel like
I'm attacking me. Yeah, I feel like attacking me. I'm not like that.
I think you need to look like our handwriting.
Ouch.
Yes.
No.
Still on this example about documentation, for example, this Shagam OA or OOUCH, yes, OOUCH, yes. So I had the opportunity of being there some weeks back, and I found out that there were about 2 Nightingale nurses on duty that day with 1 GenZ nurse. Apparently, they left GenZ nurse just sit down with the computer and document because they cannot even navigate the system. They don't even know what to do. They don't know how to document using the system. So they just thought, you just sit down, don't worry, we'll put you up. Just sit down and take some bits. So I feel like
in their own difference. I don't think you expect someone that's going to school, not a lot of things, probably got a PhD or master's when computer was not even as it's not a thing of now. Understand? So now the person attending the position of DNS, he expect the person to sit down. That's like even you self on this, that you just to save your own head. Just play the system, man. But of course, they can only catch up on time. They can only catch up on time. But then, don't expect it to be something of that fault. That's okay. I'm good with this thing. Like you are.
Alright. So, do you think there are values that, irrespective of the era, whether the 90J era or GenZ era, do you think there are values that we need to still keep going in this generation?
I think that number one, the fashion that is. They seem so interested. They seem so like that. Yes, it was not about the jackpot. It was not about the money. They just wanted to be nurses, and I think that was really nice. The passion, the advocacy. Apart from that, let the Nightingale.
Both Nightingale and what are they? And GenZ. I don't care. You guys don't have any value. There's nothing.
That's a lie.
There is no difference.
That's a lie. What's a lie?
See, there's no difference.
What do you think about this?
Well, the thing is that it's just like you have Old Testament and New Testament.
It's not getting better.
You cannot keep Old Testament. They both work
you always make reference to either the New Testament. Depending on the situation, like you talk about the issue of AMR. At that particular stage of documentation, they needed more of the GenZ laws to function well. But when it comes to experience, you need more for example. So you cannot just do without
experience.
Yes,
trust me.
They were very experienced.
Do you think this matter of obedience, discipline, talk about the Nightingale era when you say, oh, you have to stand up when you see your senior colleague, or you have to, when your senior colleague is talking to you, you have to be on your toes. Because when I was in school, you dare not see it. Even in nursing school, if you see a senior that is maybe 1 year ahead of yours, you have to stand up. You have to address the person as, oh, student plus this. You dare not call them like that. Even if you are older than them. So these things, then talking about discipline, they say, oh, then your hair must not touch your back, you must not make colored hair. When I was in school, you make only black hair. And even if not, it must not be long. If not, they'll give you scissors to cut it. You understand? So these things, even now, aside being a student, even now as we are working as nurses, we still see these things in coming to play. So I don't know, what do you guys think about discipline, obedience, and how it's viewed today?
From my own point of view, it's more of cultural influence into the profession than we being professional ourselves. Like, we want to be the person of how old is she now? She has BNSC. When I was your age, I was still in school of nursing, doing one that one. So it is more of culture. Like, as subordinate to me, I don't expect you to supersede me. The subordinate to my age, but then qualification should not supersede me.
It has overwhelmed us. It has overwhelmed the actual core value of this profession. I'd like to say that I have a personal experience about this thing. I'm Igbo by tribe, okay? And when I do something wrong on the word or in school, I just say, I'm Igbo. They don't teach her.
Yeah.
And I think that we have over time, we have just moved away from actually wanting the cadres to be represented well. It has moved away from that to society and culture. Do you understand? Respect me because I'm this, respect me because I'm that, not because for what I have to bring to the table as a nurse.
Okay, I think another aspect is that nurses, I don't know, say this, there's nothing like overly religious. Okay. We are very religious. We are very religious. We are moral policies that you judge me based on the things you cannot do. So if you know that if you cannot drink alcohol and perhaps someone else drink alcohol, you will probably judge the person based on the fact that they drink alcohol.
I have a scenario whereby a matron who is, this spiritual post that they don't wear trousers, was judging a nurse that was wearing a uniform. We have the scrubs, some decide to wear skirts. we know that it's mainly trousers for them, but some people be like, oh, I can't wear trousers, and they'll not, so they will try all those kind of things.
We put so much of that religion and culture into the profession that you don't even know what we stand for again. So even it has transcended down to the GenZ nurses too. Go to schools now. You see them brainwashing students, telling them this, telling them that. That's not so. It keeps on going. The trend keeps on going.
I know somebody that says nurses don't dress well.
Exactly.
Well,
I've never seen anybody talk about their wigs. Their wigs. Seriously, people say nurses don't dress well. You know when they talk about bad wigs, they
point to nurses don't dress well.
It's not our fault. They lie.
There are some things that I wear. Once I wear it and go to the work, for example, if my hair is color 33, I'm going to the not brown, but like brown.
Cockroach brown.
Cockroach brown. I'm going to be dragged.
No,
dragged for it.
So
why you want me to gloss in the us?
What does look like?
Do you get it?
So where I work currently, there's this new nurse that was employed. When she came, she was usually wearing these bone straights to work, wearing bone straights. Until one day I saw her with one deadly over. And I was like, why? She was like, that the matron came to meet her that she should stop using the wigs. And I was like, we are not meant to do beauty as nothing again.
I just feel sick. There's something called civilian aviation. In the military rule, all these things are complaining of. They don't even complain about it. Culture, age, height, tribe, and likes. Once I first to join service, I'm a senior, but I self plan do some additional forces that will get me to get promotion. That's military rule. But when you talk about the civilian rule, you should definitely expect other multinational factors to set in, like culture, tribe, and likes. Now you're talking about the aspect of the week. Well, let's talk about dressing. When you talk about dressing is just you trying to present your way in a very acceptable way in the environment. That would mean that this lady is not small. If she were like, to be honest with you, nobody will come because that is the best place she could flush that way. But wearing it in a professional environment definitely
it's not like the wig is
all these things. They are rationale for all these things.
Yeah, they are rationale behind it. Because
nobody says you should not wear wig, but just put on something more.
Because
most people, to be honest, those females, they like looking good for their patients. They like looking good for their patients. That's why you see some patients like,
I see that nurse, my body they well.
I mean, this is 2026, and I feel like they have bigger problems. The color of wig you wear to work, the type of hairstyle you move, the kind of scrub you make should not be our main problem. Of course, there might be some rules that are there that you just checking some things so that you don't go out of the profession. Understand? But then there are bigger problems to face. There are bigger issues. But then instead of just facing these bigger issues, we are still limiting ourselves to things around us. Okay, yeah, where is it?
Why ignoring
and there are other people outside the country that are moving faster. There are bosses.
I want to.
I mean, outside the country.
But those people, they have better systems.
True.
The system you're talking about is human.
Leadership problem also.
Leadership,
lack of exposure to
exactly. The people that are trying to bring up the exposure, what are they doing today?
Actually, very true. Exactly.
They are the bad ones.
To support my Nightingale nurses, they have a rationale. They told us why we should not wear long hair, so that long hair will not interfere with our patients.
So why do you have
I got you.
Interfere with your patients. So
yes, but actually, if it was a long hair or something unacceptable, even we ourselves as colleagues would have told that this thing that you're using is not.
And there are ways you can just
something that was moderate and fine.
So what's the definition of moderate? Because something like
actually might not be moderate. Yeah.
How do you think the entry of Gen Z has changed the way we communicate, the way we work, and the way we perform generally?
That generation is just too lost.
Ouch.
Even though they are trying to operate on the Sorosuke vibe, that generation is
Which generation? Should we explain?
Who you dey support?
They're not
No, when I say lousy, that's positive and negative effect. So lousy means the Sorosuke.
By lousy, so you mean that the Gen Z generation is lousy?
They are very.
And let me give advice, Jesus. He advise you.
Let me tell you, Sorosuke movement is something that everybody in Nigeria, if you like, be 60 years old, be 90 years, you need it.
But Sorosuke aspect of the profession is just to create awareness. It doesn't even move an inch.
It's not even implement it.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So they'll always advise you. What do you mean by
They always advise you?
My advice to them about to anything you tell them, you go online on Twitter now, you see them. Blah 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 blah.
We're trying to carry ourselves along.
Advice, but nothing to
Exactly, creating awareness.
Creating awareness.
Content,
more. I don't use my fan engagements on Twitter.
Okay, so what trends do you think Gen Z is bringing into the profession?
I think Gen Z knows that I am. I'm going to say it. Number one, we are the life of the world. Let me tell you, your watch can be looking dead, but let Gen Z knows coming. She brings light to life.
It will be an statement. It will be very bad if you don't acknowledge their presence in the era of nursing, because I mean, to some extent, like I can see some little vibrance in nursing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a time where we were so particular about nurses, like we did this year.
Yeah.
Everybody just celebrated.
Yeah.
Even we know they really kind of like that. I'll just see some posts and I'll smile in the corner of my room like, so this is what these people are going, this is what they are doing.
I'm taking the trophy on behalf of all the nurses.
So the vibrance is there.
You don't have to give salute to them, that just bring this vibe. Yes. Just to bring that alertness, that vibe. We are trending.
I think another thing that Gen Z nurses show is that we are a profession on our own and we are not messy. Do you understand? Most of
we're just attacking, bang, bang, bang.
I'm saying the truth. We are not to be messy. Do you understand? We are bringing.
Messy in what sense?
Messy in what sense?
Yes.
This is what I don't like.
Everything is still noise.
But it's not noise. There is noise and there is a voice. Who's there is voice? There is voice. We have the voice. Let me tell you, Gen Z nurses, they articulate the voice of the world. Do you understand? There are some.
Just the blue eyes.
Who is the most loudest in
That's not nice.
So that's what you're asking. You're trying to defend.
Thank you.
So, are you trying to say you feel like Gen Z nurses approach authority better than
yeah. Even though I feel like maybe Nightingale nurses follow protocols and make them seem more level-headed, but where has their level-headedness taken?
Okay, well, let me just
Yes.
Let me call it. It's not everything that
even the Bible says it.
It's not everything that you take with violence. Because the people you are fighting, they are not robots. It's only if they are robots you can go in violence, you break their head and everything else. But they are humans there. It's just that they are holding a particular power that supersedes everything. So I still give people to the Nightingale nurses.
Yes.
I do.
Because most of the time, when the Gen Z pop up, they still go back.
And fix things. They are so level-headed. I give a shout out to every nurse. Every senior nurse I've worked with on the world. I feel like they also wrong mistake. Not single. Every nurse that I've worked with on the world except him, I give a shout out to them because I feel like they have tried. They tried. They also imbibe knowledge. Do you understand?
Of course. Like I said earlier, that it's
Especially
not
when you
all
meet
of them.
the
The good ones.
The good ones actually was.
I remember when I was a student and one of my classmates then made a mistake. It's not something I'm going to say here, but made a mistake. Immediately, the nurse on duty, the senior nurse on duty had to quickly come in to cover up, and of course she'll be scared that what have I done? But she made her put her mind to rest that
And
it's fine now.
anxiety.
Exactly.
Now
I'll handle the situation.
imagine the scenario is you just fill up with GenZ nurses. First thing is just camera. Don't be like how far.
Hey, this is what's happening.
No, I'm like that.
This is not happening. So yeah, you have to give it to them. They really tried. And I mean, to some extent, they can't really just
Throw
away their whole effort. So
okay, so talking about work and general life balance, do you think it's becoming better now? Because I know then they always are smart, they always are smart. I'm on this, but do you think Gen Z
I can
are
speak
doing
for myself.
better?
I can speak for myself.
I hate Gen Z.
Because we don't
I'm
know
neutral.
where you are.
I don't support Gen Z. I don't support.
But you're a Gen Z
I'm
now.
just a nurse. I'm not as far as anything as any Gen Z or Nightingale. My own is that I can only speak for myself in the sense that if I'm leaving work, like most people say, they don't like ICU, the noise there, the machines and everything. So what I do is once I enter the hospital problem is in my head. Once I step out, in fact, before I step out, once I change my scrub to Mopti, everything that is happening, I'm dead to it. I don't care. Whatever it is you think is going on in that ICU, I don't care anymore. So I don't know if it's the same thing for every other person.
But that I don't care attitude in no service. It's a problem with pressure. Because if you gather 10 people in the room and all of them have this I don't care attitude, all of you go to
I have something my own quota. Of course, if I'm done with my work, you don't expect me to go far and beyond. You don't expect me to go far and beyond. I am human in scrub, not a superhero in game. So I have to.
That's a nice line. Wow.
Okay. So I am human, and I need to exhibit that characteristics of human. So once I'm done with my work, I am done with it. Anything that happens after that work is none of my business. As long as I have submitted my own quota of the work, then I'm fine. Whatever happens is a story for another day. I don't care.
I feel like Gen Z have a good work life balance. Go to parties, go for swimming, and go to the gym. All of that.
At least
All those Gen Zs I used to do vlog that they are going outside the country. Where they this one? Because you can't send this nursing that thing.
It's the same
It's the
nursing.
same nursing.
You need
Not the same nursing.
your passion determines your income.
Nah, so
Hey!
okay, so we can say Gen Zs are doing better in terms of balancing work life and life outside work generally. At least I can say, oh, this hangout here, this one hangout, nurses hangout here, nurses hangout here, and everybody. You understand? So I feel like
the Nightingale nurses are just used to this current lifestyle.
exactly. First to work.
What about Nightingale nurses is that I wouldn't blame them because era where nursing, where they need nursing. You know, you leave your school, the secondary school, and you probably get admission to school of nursing after a couple of years, you finished. You get a well-paying job because most of the stories I've heard from them is that they finish school and there's a job waiting for them already. In fact, there was this nurse even saying that the B2 car, the B2 car after school. So you know, they seem like they've arrived. So probably get themselves.
They were directly killing us.
Exactly. So those things were just little things compared to, you know, the economy grows and everything. So they just put us on that pedestal that's just that's continue like that. But with the new trends and things that are coming up now, Gen Z nurses input, I feel like we are making a head with better paths.
Okay, so that brings us to our next question. Do you think the standards of nursing is declining or is getting better or evolving with time? Of course, they say with time things are meant to evolve according to how the years keep running by again. So do you think the standards are dropping or it's evolving?
Okay, let me just give this example. I know that it's very self-explanatory. So there was this podcast where people go, you know, where they hold balloon and the needle to pop balloon.
Yes.
So this girl came in and she said, "Hi, my name is so and I'm a nurse," and all of the guys there just popping the balloon. And the reason, one of them now gave his reason, said they are the number one cause of cheating. In the Western world, If it was Nigeria, I would say, okay, maybe they are just being misogynistic. That is what you guys call it. They are being misogynistic. But then, for a white person to say that shows that the standard is not where we want it to be. Still have a long way to go.
And you are saying that the standard in like the Western world is not where we want it to be. What are we now going to talk about Nigeria? What are we going to say about Nigeria?
And the auxiliaries, I don't want to call them auxiliaries, the facts are not making this thing difficult for us because they just put us on a very bad, image outside. You know, imagine going to, you don't even know the rationale of what you're doing, but
you just see yourself doing it.
So we are not even helping ourselves.
That's very true. Okay, so what do you think the Nightingale nurses and GenZ nurses have to do together to strengthen nursing generally?
Number one is there has to be an established respect.
Thank you very much. Respect.
Okay.
If there is no respect from the GenZs, even from also the Nightingale nurses, there has to be self-respect. You let us be professional, or no, they are just coming to the profession. There has to be self-respect from both. Because
they say that respect is reciprocal. So if you are respecting them, they should also respect us and not say, oh,
because I'm
old enough to give birth to you. I get that stage. I'm old enough to give birth to you. So
I feel like both of us should be ready to learn from each other.
Exactly. And what do you think we can learn from each other?
A lot of things. So personally, I've met 8 ANSs that came to me and told me that they want to teach me this. I saw you do something very funny. I put me through. And I will gladly put them through. It's just, no one is an island of knowledge.
Yes.
So if you have something in you that you think I can benefit from, kindly come to me and tell me. And if you think I have something in me that you can benefit from, it's alright, come to me and we would wash hands together.
So do you think Nightingale nurses and GenZ nurses can work together without conflict?
Of course we can.
Once there is respect,
the mutual respect.
Definitely.
Of course.
There's nothing there. Just matter of respect.
Okay, so I would like to ask, in one sentence, what does being a nurse mean to you guys?
You said something. You use your passion to. What do you think that?
Your passion equals your income.
That's now my. Let me get that people.
So do you think the passion you are putting into nursing is yielding the income you are expecting?
Passion.
I'm not ready for
Income.
So that sentence is rendered null. Null, I put it. I've been putting it in God that I put that there. So that means it's wrong. So it's not by the work you are putting into nursing, not by passion. Because nursing in Nigeria itself is
excellent. Nursing is very, very good. Nurses are good.
I'm proud to be a nurse. Yes, I'm proud to be a nurse.
I'm humble to be a nurse. I'm humble to be a nurse. Be a plan. I help every day. I'm humble.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of this particular session. We've learned that whether Nightingale nurse or GenZ nurse, we all have things to learn from both generations. Whether Nightingale or GenZ nurses, we are all built together for more particular things, our compassion for our patients, our professionalism, and every other value that nursing carries. So we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Nursing Script podcast. Bye.